while the stock is drying from repairs, I think we can kind of move our attention to this barrel here. And I was going to show you a few spots. You know, right here we've got some pretty significant rust. More so on the underside. I think that's where the bulk of the rust actually is. You know, these spots, I've actually started to clean these a little. They're way smoother than they were, and I'll show you how I did that. Take a little WD-40. Soak those spots real well. And one of my favorite things to use is just a small brass dowel. The brass won't actually scratch or mar the surface, and it won't affect any, at least with this, it hasn't affected any bluing. I would still be careful and probably use more like a brass brush for a really nice blued barrel. This one's kind of leaning more towards brown, bluish brown, just because of its age and its handling. But I come back in here and just keep working these rust spots. I know it seems kind of crude, but it really does work. This one's got some good stuff in there. You really can see, I mean, you can see how the WD is just turning rust color. We're actually getting a lot of that rust up doing this. I mean, it's technically acting like a brass scraper and just scraping that rust off without harming the barrel. You can see and hear that it's actually moving a lot smoother than it was. Go ahead and wipe that off, take a look at it. You can see there, I mean, what a drastic difference that's making. But I'm just going to continue on like this on the barrel and probably oil it down real well and go over the whole thing with some steel wool. With steel wool, I like to go light. I like to use 4/0 steel wool first, just to kind of see where we're at on things. You know, not be too heavy-handed. But all in all, I mean, this gun's pretty much there. It's definitely got some vintage patina. But I think structurally and mechanically it's going to be just fine. This is 4/0 steel wool. I'm just going up and down the barrel, hitting any high rusty spots, and just knocking them down. And you know, people frown on WD-40 for guns for whatever reason, but we all know how WD-40 works. You don't have to use ballistol, and you don't have to use Hops number 9 or anything like that for this kind of work. But what I like to do, you know, everybody freaks out about rust on firearms. Oh my God. You know, rightfully so to an extent, because, you know, you don't want any weak spots, especially when there's an explosion going off. But, you know, all in all, you really don't need to freak out with surface rust, even mild pitting. But No, when I'm done with a gun, I like to use Birchwood Casey's Barricade. It's the same thing you use if you were browning a muzzleloader barrel. So you intentionally rust the whole thing. You come back with Barricade after, you know, cleaning the barrel up some, and it actually sets that rust. Um, and it stabilizes it. That's the key. It's stabilizing the rust. A lot of people think rust is like a cancer and it just keeps going, going, going. Well, we've got products to stabilize that, and it does work. This is actually looking really nice, guys. I wanted to show you guys real quick. I'm down to original blue here, and I'm not going aggressive. It's 4/0 steel wool. All of the model information showed up great, and there's a few rougher spots, like you can see here, kind of a high spot, another one there right in the middle. So what I'm doing is, for those, I'm taking the coarser grit, which is, let's see, it's a medium pad, so number 1, and I'm very carefully concentrating in those areas of higher rust. Then I'm coming back with my oiled down steel wool, going right back over top, wiping it, and then going back over with the dry 4/0 steel wool. Seems to be a good combination. There's still some high spots I need to knock down, but the condition of this barrel, I've really been focusing on this side. I mean, you can see compared to the top one, I've gone over the top one a little bit there, but it's, I mean, in person, this looks incredible. Very cool. It's coming around. I'm excited. Still need some more cleaning, but we're getting there. It just takes time. You can really see that blue. You can really see that blue shine. Crazy. And I don't think we're going to go any further, really. I think I'll tackle these high spots some more carefully, and work on this side, but I don't think I'm going to go much further than that. Alright guys, you can see after the steel wooling, especially in those really heavily rusted areas, we've got those cleaned up well. It's not perfect, but I don't want to chase stuff if I don't have to. They're clean, they're way smoother, and like I said, we're going to put some stabilizer on that, which will be that Birchwood Casey Barricade. But all in all, I mean, this is leaps and bounds better than it was, and I'm not really taking any originality from it, and that's kind of the goal. You know, I don't think these are super collectible, but you know, if you remove all the finish and you really start chasing stuff, you know, it takes away from the age of the gun, because this is a 1949. This is a Utica, New York model, so pretty cool. But I think the barrel's done. I think I'm going to go ahead and try to clean up the receiver a little bit, just because of how well this went. This 4/0 really isn't gonna, you know, take anything off the metal. It's so thin. And I do like the look of this browned receiver just from normal wear and tear. So I hit it with the medium steel wool, you know, just a light, nice light scrub. Again, I'm not trying to make this look perfect. I'm just cleaning it up just a little bit because I do like the way this looks. This thing has really come around too, and I'm very pleased. You know, there's still a little bit of grunge there, but I'm not going to take it too much farther than this. I'm very pleased with how this looks. You could barely even see this side, and again, you can see it's still got the patina. All in all, I think once it's back together, you really won't be able to tell anything was done to it. And all I'm trying to do to it is just give it a good thorough cleaning. But these inside parts here, I've got a just a coarse plastic bristle brush that I like to kind of get in there and clean that stuff up with, and it tends to work pretty well. Just a good clean up of these parts, and I mean, that'll pretty much be it for the receiver. Sorry for the rain on my tin roof, guys, but like I said, it's a rainy Sunday. But I put the barrel back with the receiver, and you can kind of see what we're dealing with here. I mean, it looks freaking fantastic. It looks right, you know, not overboard. Beautiful. The barrel looks beautiful. I'm really pleased so far. Really pleased.